Hi Trinity Rock and Pop drummers, hope you're well. Quick talk through video for you here for another one, Bites the Dust by Queen from Trinity Rock and Pop drums, grade 1. It's a nice little shortened version of the tune, straight ahead, straight 8s feel and some tasty fills. Here we go. So in the intro here, your classic straight 8s feel. This goes. Now I'm hoping if you're starting the grade 1 book, you're cool with that. Kick, snare, straight 8s feel. If not, I'll link to the video describing how to play that beat in the description for this. Then you've got the verse, which continues with the same groove. One thing to watch out for is actually the intro, which looks like 4 bars there on the page. So the 1 written out bar and the 3 repeat bars has got repeat marks around it. So that's actually 8 bars groove in total. In any case, when the verse starts, obviously that's where the singing begins. So Freddie Mercury or somebody very nicely pretending to be Freddie Mercury will start singing at that point. So we're into the verse, 4 bars groove, and then on the 3rd line of the music, 9, 10, 11, another 3 bars groove, and then this drum fill, bar 12. So beat 1 there, 8th notes, 1 and, beats 2 and 3, 16th notes or semiquavers, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander. And then back to 8th notes or quavers onto the floor tom for beat 4. So that drum fill. 1, 2, 3, here it comes, and now the first step is sort of wrapping your head around it, maybe doing the counting, working out what you're looking at, all that kind of stuff, hearing it on the track and just getting a feel for it. The next step, I would say, rather than putting on the music straight away and playing, is just playing it, practicing doing it in a bit of context, so building it up a little bit so you can get smoothly in and out of the drum fill. So I would say maybe do the bar before, the bar of groove, bar 11, and then that bar 12, and just loop those 2 for a little bit. That would go. As much as you like, just get that fluency, just make friends with that part. Again, it's just so tempting for everybody, and I can totally relate to this when I started playing. So tempting to just put on the music and just sort of start playing and hope it's all going to line up. But I would say just take it out of the music for a bit, just make friends with it, get it under your hands a little bit, and get the thing just into that place, that sort of automatic mode where it'll happen a little bit before you stick it in lined up with the track. Let's now go bars 9, 10, 11 and 12, and we'll just loop those. And drum fill, here we go. And drum fill, here it is. Last time. So looping it like that can be just a great way of making friends with it. One thing here, sometimes, not always, but sometimes with guys, especially maybe younger students starting off and beginning their grade 1, often playing fast enough on the 16th notes is a physical sort of issue, you know. So the answer is practice your drum rudiments. I'm always going on about this, but it's so important. Every time you get your sticks in your hands, when you first sit down at the kit, first couple of minutes, especially grade 1, singles, doubles, paradiddles, man. Play them around the drums. Double strokes. Throw in paradiddles as well, brilliant little technique builder. And these drum rudiments are the things that drummers are most likely to miss out, certainly in my experience of teaching, especially younger students, well, in fact all students. But the guys and the girls who do it, man, you can just tell straight away, because what you do when you're practicing your rudiments is you're building that physical skill into your hands that then when you need it in a bit of music, it's there for you, man. Also, rudiments, you can totally do them when you're away from the kit. So for me, like in the evening, I'll get a pillow, a cushion, like if I'm watching TV or something, my wife loves that, just tapping away, single stroke rolls, double stroke rolls, you're just never off duty. And the more you do building those physical skills, the more you've got them there ready for you when you need them in music. Be ready and you never need to get ready. That's the thinking. Okay, cool. And then we're into the chorus now. This is the 5th line of the music, bar 13, same groove. So nice little drum fill here at bar 16. Now whereas the previous drum fill at 12 was kind of like it was one whole bar, real big drum fill that punctuated the verse into the chorus. This is a little shorter one. So rather than being like a sort of full stop and capital letter or even a new paragraph like you get in writing, I'd say this one's just a little comma. Sometimes drum fills are used in this way just to break things up. It's actually sort of halfway through the chorus, isn't it? Just to add a bit of variety. Now this drum fill starts on beat 3. We're looking at bar 16 now. The first half of the bar is a normal half a bar of groove. We then play 2 eighth notes on the snare, 2 quavers, and then that little combination figure that we see loads of at grade 1, 4E and. That's 2 16th notes, 1 eighth note, 2 semi-quavers, 1 quaver, 2 notes joined up by 2 lines, joined to one note with 1 line. Da da da. 4E and. That happens to go, in this case, 2 on the snare drum, 1 on the high tom. 4E and. Make note of that figure, you're going to see it all over the place in your drumming career. So 1 and 2 and. First half of the bar is verse, is groove. Beat 3 is, beat 4 is drum fill then. And so that bar goes. Nice little thing to do is just play that bar on a loop. Again, make friends with it, get to know it a little bit. So understanding it and knowing how it's supposed to go is like step 1, I would say. But that's not sufficient. Like step 2 is really getting to know it, getting it into your hands, getting it to the point where you can just play it sort of automatically. That's what'll make it really sound good in the end. Because then you can start to think, well, musicians always think they ask themselves 2 questions when they're learning a bit of music. Firstly, what am I playing? That's very important. But secondly, it's actually even more important once you're into it, which is how am I playing it? And by rehearsing these moments over and over, we can get them really into our system, into our muscle memory so-called. So it becomes automatic, and then when we're playing, we can really think about, is this sounding great? Is this feeling great? We always say it, but music is emotional communication. You know, am I communicating the right feel from this music? All the what am I playing, by the time we're performing, hopefully has disappeared. We're just thinking about, does this feel right? So now I'm going to go back to bar 13. I'm going to play the first 4 bars of the chorus, including that drum fill at the end. I'm going to loop those 4 bars. 13, 14, 15, 16. The first 4 bars of the chorus. Here it comes. Alright, and then 17 is a bar of groove, 18 has another little drum fill. Now this drum fill is just on beat 4, and it's the other big combination of quavers and semi-quavers, or 8th notes and 16th notes that we see at grade 1. It goes ba ba ba, ba ba ba. So here the 8th note comes first, the 1 line joining that note to the other 2 notes with 2 lines, ba ba ba. Long, short, short. That sounds like the word blackcurrant, I always think. So a pause after the first syllable, ba, ba, ba. Whereas the one at the end of bar 16, ba, 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 40 and, sounds like the word motorbike, I always think. Motorbike, 3 evenly spaced syllables. This one, ba, ba, ba. This is bar 18. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I would say right, right, left, or if you're left-handed, left, left, right. Ba, ba, ba. Remember there that the snare drum hit on beat 4 is where it would be anyway if you were playing groove. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first note of ba 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 is the snare drum where it would be anyway. On the backbeat, we talk about a backbeat in music. A backbeat is a snare drum hit on beat 2 and beat 4. Well, usually a snare drum hit, but a big hit on 2 and 4. I do 17 and 18. Okay, next one, bar 19, that's groove. And bar 20 goes, so beat 1 and beat 2, quarter notes, 1, 2, crotchet. On beat 3, 3 and 8th notes, quavers, and beat 4, ba 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 ba, 16th notes, semi-quavers. Now that is a classic grade 1 bar because that contains all the note values that you need to worry about for grade 1. Crotchets, then quavers, then semi-quavers. Quarter notes, then 8th notes, then 16th notes. Remember, quarter notes go 1, 2, 3, 4. They appear on the page, not joined up, single straight note stems. Quavers or 8th notes, one line beaming them together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 16th notes or semi-quavers. 2 lines joining them up. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander. Here we've got a great combination. 1, 2, 3 and 4 E-anders. Bit EastEnders there at the end, isn't it? Right, I'm going to do 19 and 20. Okay. I'm going to play the whole line 17 to 20. Here we go. Alright, we're nearly there, and then we get to 21, 3 solid bars of groove, and the song ends with 1 and, so beat 1 here, 2 quavers, and then 2 ander. This is again that figure that we saw in bar 18, a quaver and 2 semi-quavers, an 8th note and 2 16ths. A couple of cool things going on. One is that when they join up, we'll get ba 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 ba, which ends at the end of beat 2. So kind of unusually, I guess here, not massively unusually, but a little bit unusually for grade 1. The song actually ends halfway through a bar, so that finishes after beat 2. 1 and 2 and up. The other thing is the little arrowheads, or things that look like arrowheads over the last 2 notes, they're accents. You play those notes stronger. I'm going to play the last line. Here we go. One and 2 and So I would say take each of those moments, drill them a little bit. You definitely don't need to just play it all with the music straight away. Just take some time, get to know it, and hope. I think this is kind of one of the main points here when we start opening a grade 1 book and having a look, that we see how cool, like, understanding the music can be. I'm always saying it, head, heart and hands, right? So your hands, your rudiments, your physical skills, we definitely need those to play. Your heart, well, of course we need that. We need groove, we need feel, musicality, all that great stuff. I'm not knocking that for 1 second. That's a crucial element of being a musician, of course. And it's often the thing that inspires us to play in the first place. But then this, your head, man. You need to, if you're going to successfully learn these parts, something that will help you more and more, actually, as you go through the grades, as well as the music gets more complicated. Something you can lean on more and more is an understanding of the tools of the trade. Like, what's a quarter note? What's an 8th note? What's a 16th note? I know lots of drummers feel that they're allergic or incompatible with that way of thinking in some way. Pretty much guarantee you're not, honestly, after doing these lessons for quite a long time. Pretty much anyone can learn this if they put their mind to it. It's largely, in my opinion and my experience, about attitude rather than like ability in any way. Like, you could totally learn this. It takes a bit of thinking about, but most cool things do, man. So go for it. It's a lovely little tune to groove along to. I would say make friends with the little moments bit by bit, and then start to string them together in longer sections, and then when you're ready, stick it together with the music, give it a go. It's a banger. Thanks so much. Any questions, give us a shout. See you soon.